All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Legend of the Three Kingdoms. Yes, this is my custom RPG campaign set in my screwed up domain of dread, and the people below me are the people that are probably enacting various curses and building their own little voodoo dolls of me to be used at appropriate times. Holy crap! I just realized I get. I've been tell you guys stuff that you totally don't want to hear. A new symptom of my conversion disorder is I get really bad chest pain that mimics a heart attack but doesn't have any of the real dangerous symptoms. It just, my chest really hurts, and it feels like someone is sticking like hot pokers into my chest, normally in 3 different spots. Somebody has totally made a voodoo doll out of me. That's what's happening. I figured it out. Mental disorders suck, folks. So anyway, announcer events. Hopefully tomorrow, a new in-depth review will be out for something that hasn't even officially published yet. I actually get to publish something before, or I actually get to do a review before this product goes live. I'm super excited about it. So everyone check that out. YouTube.com/TraderJoJody. It is the longest in-depth review I've done thus far. I think it clocks in at like 2 hours and 15 minutes. But there's the part in the beginning where I go, oh, if you're a player, should you buy it? Yes, no, DMs, lorehounds. So if you don't want to watch 2 hours just to figure out if you eventually want to buy this, you can just watch the first part. And I put chapters in there so you can jump around. But I'm really excited about it. It's super cool. It's something I've wanted to do for a while. So otherwise, that's really it. Roams the Wild this weekend's going to be fun. Yeah, maybe we should return to the legend of the Three Kingdoms. The party has wandered through a fairy tale inspired forest, though these are not your fanciful, harmless fairy tales with a moral. These are dark, evil fairy tales where the moral is simply surviving to the end. They eventually found their quarry, who has changed dramatically. Gone is the subservient attitude. Gone is the hoity-toity accent. Now it is just a being of pure malice. The Major Domo. The party first encountered various denizens from the city of Ilmorn until Vala was contacted by her uncle, a face that she had not seen since long before she had taken the name Vala. And they eventually found the Major Domo, who had magically attached himself to 6 children who seem to somehow be linked to the damage that he takes. And so a battle began to try and vanquish this evil foe whose words are strong enough to enact physical damage to the party. So when we last left off, we were in combat. And because D&D Beyond is cool that way, I still have that combat saved. So, we go back. So the last thing that happened, Relwyn, you summoned a
Waddle.
cool flying snake thing. The flying snake thing did something. What did the flying snake thing do again?
Has greater restoration on Relwyn.
Yes. Okay. So Relwyn turned to stone, and then got unstoned very quickly. I told you to go ahead and roll initiative for the Coatl, but you need to keep track of the initiative because I don't have a way to add it to my tracker.
Yeah.
Unless maybe I can. Oh, I can. Wait a minute.
Should be able to.
Coatl. I don't know how to spell Coatl. I don't really
Oh,
care either.
Couatl.
ATL. I put an O. Ha! Coatl. And it has hit points and stuff, right?
Yes.
All right, so go ahead and give me its max hit points.
97.
Armor class.
19.
Speed.
30, but has a fly of 90.
I'm going to put 90 there. Initiative.
Its initiative, I rolled an 11, so that should be at a 16 with its dex.
Cool. And we only have one of them. We'll add it. Cool. So I have the creature already there. That's super, super cool. So that was the initial thing that Coatl did. Was it came out, it cast Greater Restoration. It is still there. For the rest of you is kind of a reminder. Vala, Relwyn, and Argenta are all up on this dais that has a table with these 6 kids in there. One of them is Vala's sister. Liliane has been fighting her way through the crowd to try and get up to them, and has not been getting very far because the crowd is very dense and they're very handsy. But that is where we are right now. Argenta, you are up.
Mm-hmm.
And Argenta, thus far, you have struck the chain that was attached to Liliane's sister, and you cracked one of the links in it, which she cried out when that happened. And his sister is now behind off the dais with the dude in front of, with the Major Domo in between you and his sister now. So.
Okay. I'll just look at Argenta will kind of tilt her head and just look at you, Lily. Not Lillian, but Vala. And in Elven, she says, "Is there anyone else here you care about?" Just referring to the 6.
I don't recognize anyone else, do I?
You recognize them in the idea that you've seen them in the town. None of them are related to you.
Oh, I'll just shake my head. No, none but those 2.
Okay. Well, she doesn't want to attack the chain again because if she remembers correctly, the Lillian, not Lillian, but Vala's sister cried out in pain.
I will mention, she cried out in pain. You did not see any physical signs of damage on her, which is different than when you hit him and you actually saw the damage transfer to her. So I will say you would have seen that distinction.
Could I make an insight check to see if it was an act?
Sure. Go ahead and make an insight check.
Sure.
I do have one quick question.
Sure.
I'm assuming because the collar is magic, when I polymorphed her into a T-Rex for 6 seconds, long enough for her to eat me.
Forgot about that one, yeah.
The collar grew with her, and then when she...
Very similar to, like, magic armor, when you attune to it, will shrink or grow to fit you perfectly. The collar did the same thing.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
So nat 20 for 27.
Oh yeah. So it was with a nat 20. So there's a show called Lie to Me. Super super cool show. Tim Roth is in it. But it's based on this guy, Paul Ekman. Paul Ekman is a controversial psychologist because he developed this theory and he's been able to prove it for himself. The psychological community is not 100% sold on it, but there are certain expressions that are universal across all cultures and everything. When you feel certain emotions, you will always make these certain expressions. And one of the things to come out of his research is this idea of micro expressions, where when you are lying, your true emotions will leak through, generally in about 1/16 of a second. So to catch them, you have to know what to look for, and you have to be looking at very specific places. One of the things that they talk about in the television show, which is a fictionalized version of him, but this is actual real, and you can use to tell if people are lying, is when people lie. Most of the time, especially if they're giving off emotions, most of the time they will lie with their mouth, but they won't lie with their eyes. Like a masking smile. When you smile, when you're trying to hide something, you will look happy, but your eyes, a real smile, you'll have crinkles in the sides of your eyes because real smiles involve certain muscles. So the reason I say that is Argenta, when you saw this happen, because this is information you would have had when it happened, you saw pain in her face, but not in her eyes.
Okay.
If that
Argenta's
makes
going.
sense.
Yeah, Argenta's immediately going to attack the chain again.
Okay. The chain is on the other side of the Major Domo currently. And I think you're afraid of him, right?
Yeah, I am afraid of him.
So you cannot willingly move closer to him.
She'll draw Fury and try and shoot it.
Cool. Okay. I'm going to say he is literally in between you and her. So in order to do that, you are going to have to kind of move to the side.
That's fine
But that's
because I can move to the side,
Yep.
but not towards him.
So just clarifying, you are moving a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Shot number 1.
I'm going to say make this a disadvantage because hitting something so small with Fury, even though you've learned how to use it, this is still an impressive shot if you make it.
Oh, I figured. Just. Okay. So disadvantage. With disadvantage, that's going to be a. What's my bonus with her? 16.
16. All right. So you pull Fury out and you kind of just step to the side a little bit, trying to fight off this feeling of the fear that you're having. And you aim, you take shot, and you watch as the chain kind of moves a little bit because an air current hits it, but the bullet just barely misses.
Shot number 2.
Okay.
Advantage. Oh. That's a lot better. That's a 21.
Steadying yourself, your heart is still racing. You feel this overwhelming sense of dread as the Major Domo is right in front of you and you are absolutely terrified of him. You steel yourself, inhale, look at what you're shooting at, and you slowly exhale as you squeeze the trigger. The shot goes, you hear a clanging sound. I need you to roll damage.
Yep. 10.
10. The chain link that you were aiming at shatters. And you watch as the entire chain itself starts to reform. And you watch as cracks form throughout the entirety of the chain to kind of reform itself so that it doesn't lose hold of this child. So it's still connected, but the entire chain has now started developing cracks and warps in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
That was my action.
Oh, and when you hit it, you heard another kind of scream of agony from Lillian's
Senna.
sister. Senna, thank you. From Senna.
Argenta just says the screams are fake, and that'll be my turn.
Cool. There's a Coatl that needs to do something now.
Cool. Okay, so the only one not involved in the fight currently, due to being surrounded, would be Liliane, correct?
Yeah, Lillian is technically in the fight. Lillian's just getting walloped repeatedly by the crowd. They keep hitting her.
Okay. In that case, because he did say to help as best you can for the party, and the Coatl has pretty good intelligence. God dang, it has 18 intelligence.
Coatls are pretty impressive.
Yeah. It's hard to believe they're challenge rating 4. So the Coatl will go over and give Liliane a pick me up and to bring them over into the fight.
Okay. I'm going to say lifting Liliane, despite the fact she's not wearing like heavy armor or anything, is still going to be difficult to do. So make me a strength athletics check from the Coatl.
Strength +3. Oh, great. That's 6.
Okay. So as the Coatl goes over and tries to lift Liliane, she gets a hold of Liliane, but she's not able to lift. Even with Liliane being as small as she is, it's still a little bit difficult for a Coatl to be able to lift on its own.
Is a medium creature. I didn't know they could do that, by the way.
The Coatl is medium? Yeah.
That's medium. Okay.
I'm more thinking of the idea that the additional like I did a deep dive on how flight works at one point.
Yeah.
And something like a hawk. A hawk only weighs something like between 2 and 4 pounds.
Yeah.
And a hawk cannot achieve lift with anything more than I think it's half its body weight. Just because physics. Even really, really large like eagles and things like that, normally they will never pick up anything more than about a quarter to a half their body weight. So if it is going to, and it's a magical creature, so it can carry a little bit more, but it is going to have to put an extreme amount of effort to carry an entire creature. So anything else the Coatl wants to do with its turn? I think it still has an action.
It has an action. I think Liliane down. I think she's down points. I know
you are
she's
muted
also
right now, Liliane.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down.
Oh, you're down pretty good. Okay, yeah. So they'll do that. It will use one of its 3 a day. And it will do a cure wounds. That's I'm guessing it's going to be at first level because that's what the default is for cure wounds.
Mm-hmm.
It can do.
Yeah, it would say in the stat block if it could cast it at a higher level. So
Yeah. Although I don't know what its spellcasting modifier is.
it should say in the spellcasting stat block for it.
Oh, darn. It's charisma. Okay, so it'll be +4. 1d8 +4.
So the Coatl comes down, and Liliane, you're starting to get a little bit annoyed that you can't move. Go ahead.
10 total.
And you see the Coatl come down. You see it kind of grip your shoulders, and it starts to try to raise you, and it doesn't get any lift. But as it kind of gives up, you feel this healing aura come through, and some of your wounds and bruises and things like that start to close from this crowd. At the end of the Coatl's turn, the Major Domo is going. Oh, cool. I can just hit this. The Major Domo is going to turn to the Coatl and go, "Stop that!" And I need a con save from the Coatl.
Con save +3. Yeah, I just want to make sure on something. It has immunity. I guess that's damage, so it wouldn't be to attack like this, right?
This particular, the only thing that would matter is if it's immune to the paralyzed condition for this.
Psychic, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, non-magical attack. So no. Okay. Con +3. Be 15 on the die, so 18.
18. All right, so you see the Coatl start to seize, and you see it start to contort.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm looking at saving throws. It actually has a con save +5, so it'd be dirty 20.
Okay, so you see it kind of seizing and things like that, and then its wings just kind of blast out, and you see this kind of energy just kind of get shook off of it, and it resists that. Next up is Liliane.
Alright, now, can I use my cereal that try to get through this crowd?
I believe it specifically says you can walk through people, right? I mean, people are just, matter that moves.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you want to do it. I will say the limitations of Ethereal Step are still in play, where if you end your turn inside something, you take damage.
Yeah.
And
Wait, how deep is the crowd, right?
where you are right now, I believe you're still, I want to say either 40 or 50 feet away. Let's say the Coatl did give you a little bit of a push. So let's say you're 40 feet away from the stage, and the audience, the crowd is solid all the way to the stage. So you basically have 40 feet of people to get through.
Right. Please with me. Yeah, I just want to see how far I can go quick.
I believe you're going through things, it counts as difficult terrain, so it's basically half your speed. So what are you doing?
Yeah, I will. And do you that
Okay.
to try and get closer?
Okay. So you feel kind of the grip of the Coatl on your shoulders just go as you shift slightly into the ethereal plane. And the other people that are trying to grab you just start going through you. Is that a action or your bonus action?
That is my action, I believe.
Okay. So you still got your move and your bonus.
I will. So I moved about 50 feet. So I'll just try and keep
Okay.
moving to the ground.
So you start kind of going through, and you can see people grabbing at you and just going straight through you as you are pushing forward, and it feels like you're walking in water, effectively. You can feel this resistance with every step, and you eventually get to the point where you've gone as far as you can this turn, and you feel your connection to the ethereal plane kind of shift for a second. You feel this tremendous amount of pain as you are shunted out of where you currently are. I think it's a D10 of damage, right?
Yeah, 1d10.
You take 8 points of damage as you are kind of shunted out of one of the people's bodies. And instead of moving, however, you watch as you kind of appear more physically, and the person that you are passing through, you watch them effectively explode as both of your bodies are inhabiting the same space, and they kind of fall into pieces on the ground in front of you.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
They didn't have 8 hit points worth of damage to take, so...
Yeah. Alright, so... Yeah, I don't really have a boulder, so... I'll just...
Okay. At the end of your turn, the major domo turns to Argenta and goes, "You need to die." And I need a dex save from you. As he says the word "die," you see the word itself manifest, and this beam of necrotic energy just flies towards you.
God, I wish my Kawada knew counterspell. Doesn't.
Because I have danger sense, that becomes an 18.
Cool. The death ray comes directly at you, and there's not a lot of room to move on this platform. So you do the one thing you can think to do, which is you drop to your knees and then lay down flat, and you watch as this thing goes straight over you. You see bits of your hair get caught in it that just instantly evaporate into dust. But it misses you entirely.
Oh.
Vala, what do you want
Yes.
to do?
Well, I'm looking on D&D Beyond, and I notice under conditions I have restrained. And I can't remember.
Aren't you in like ice or something?
You are.
That was from the T-Rex.
Yeah, you were restrained from the T-Rex.
And now I'm not.
No, I think. Were you hit by?
Or was
Did
I?
he tell you to move? Is that what he did? Let's say you're not restrained anymore, because if you are, it would end at the beginning of the major domo's turn anyway. So.
Okay. So, with that, then, Senna's how far away from me now?
About 25 feet.
Okay.
And there's a major domo in between you and Senna.
Okay. I would like to get up with him.
Okay.
And move around him.
Okay. So describe visually what you're doing. So you're just gonna kind of run up to him and then kind of do one of those.
Yes,
Okay.
I want to try to get to the chain, not necessarily get to Senna.
Okay.
And I don't want to provoke an opportunity attack in doing so.
Makes sense. No, that makes sense. He's technically floating in the air just behind the stage. So if you're going to want to get to the chain and get around him, technically you're going to have to jump.
Okay, I will jump then.
Okay. what do you want to do? Because either you're going to jump and fall 10 feet to the ground, or something else. So you are currently airborne. What do you want to do? You want to try
Can
grab
I?
for the train?
I want to try to grab for the chain,
Okay.
and then yeah, I'm gonna go around on the right side
Mm-hmm.
of him, grab the chain, and then try to cut it.
All right. I'm gonna say because you're airborne and everything going, this attack will be made with disadvantage, but go for it.
Okay. Okay, and I'm going to use the flute of the piercing flame. And if I'm going to use my DM inspiration, that just makes it a flat roll,
Uh,
or does that let me
yes.
re-roll?
So DM inspiration gives you advantage on a roll, and so if you
Okay.
already have disadvantage, it makes it a flat roll.
Okay.
And what specific attack are you using?
I'm using the flute of the piercing flame
As a weapon?
as yeah, because isn't it a dagger?
It is. Cool. Go for it.
Oh no.
We're trying to do it on the chain, so.
Oh no. 13.
13. As you go to strike the chain, you do strike the chain, and it ching. Not only does it hit it and kind of not only does it not do damage, the flute is almost pulled from your grip. The ricochet from the blow is significantly more energy than you put into it. So you're like, ah, and you fall to the ground, taking. Oh, it's a D6, not a D10.
Oh, it makes her lose her grip too?
No, she just falls because she wasn't able to grab onto anything.
Oh.
She was 10 feet off the ground when it happened, so you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall to the ground.
Okay.
But you are currently behind him.
Okay. What can I do as a bonus action?
To be honest, oh, he does have an actual attack. I sit here as like, I'm going through my head. It's like, well, technically, because you're dropping 10 feet, you're leaving his attack range. But I don't consider falling, falling is forced movement. Because gravity is forcing you. I'm like, what if he did have an opportunity? Oh, he does. Never mind. Anyway, continue. So it's your action and some of your movement. I think you've got like 5 or 10 feet left.
Then I will kind of back away towards Senna.
Okay.
And for my bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
I will inspire Argenta.
Okay. So Argenta, you start feeling. What are you doing to inspire her? Kind words, just a look of approval, finger guns.
Finger guns, like, hey, that was yeah.
You got it.
You can show me how that was done next time.
So Argenta, you see Vala kind of look at you and you feel that kind of warmth of her inspiration filling your chest.
Rowan mutters under his breath, at least it's not a dad joke this time.
I almost bought a book of dad jokes.
I have a friend of mine, Jax, actually, on stream. Yeah. One of her redemptions is dad jokes. She has a book of 1,001 dad jokes. And so if you redeem it, you pick a number between 1 and 1,000, and you get a dad joke. And they're wonderful. At the end of your turn, he is going to turn to you, Vala. This is very bad. He's going to turn to you and go, Vala, it's time for you to die. And again, you see the word coalesce as pure necrotic energy, and it comes towards you. I need a dexterity saving throw.
$19.
As it comes towards you, you see it's going to either hit you or it's going to hit Senna. neither of which is an acceptable thing for you. So you do the only thing you can think, and you quickly just grab the chain and move it in front of you, hoping that your body and the chain will absorb the blast before Senna does. And as it hits the chain, it just fizzles out. The chain taking no damage, but you taking no damage as well. It seems these chains do not react to his words of power.
Hey.
The people are confused as fuck, and we're going to skip their turn. The Major Domo is getting fed up with you guys, so he's gonna first decide that he doesn't like the Coatl. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need the Coatl to make a strength saving throw as he turns to the Coatl and goes,
+3.
"Go away!"
Okay, it's strength is +3. Seven.
7. You watch as the Coatl, you watch as its wings get pressed against his body as if a giant hand had kind of squeezed it, and you watch it just get thrown back 30 feet and suspended in the air. Then he's
I thought it was doing like a fear attack. I guess I forgot I could do that telekinetic thing.
Yeah, he has a few things that he actually hasn't done to you guys yet. Yeah. I keep looking at the ability to just come up twice, that both you guys have dodged it. And it is one of the few abilities that does damage that doesn't do half damage. And the reason why is it would be real bad if it did half damage on a save.
Yeah.
Oh, Jody,
Yeah.
I sent you a message. I don't know if that matters at all.
Of course it matters. It always matters. Cool.
On roll 20.
Yep. Thank you. There are... What it sees is what you see.
Okay.
Okay, so... I've completely forgotten what I just rolled, so I'm going to just roll again. Alright. And this one, unfortunately, was on, Argenta.
Mhm.
Argenta, you see him start to kind of soften for a bit, and he goes, "Why are we fighting, Argenta?
God damn it.
We have so much in common. We don't need to fight. And I need a wisdom save from you."
Oh. Alright. Jeez, chicken. Oh, this is a charm effect, I'm assuming.
It is a charm effect, yes.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I have something for this, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a half elf. Oh. Not great. Okay. And then what's your die for inspiration?
I believe it's a D10.
I have so many cool things I want to do to him, but he's got those friggin' chains.
Yep. So it makes this such an interesting and kick a counter. So what do we got, Argenta?
Well, with the D10, that becomes a 20.
20.
It was a 15.
All right. Well, you sit there, and in your mind, you start remembering how much the Major Domo has meant to you, how they've been with you through your entire life, how they were at your wedding, and then you went, "I'm not married," and went, "No!" And you're fine. And I think it's going to be Relwyn. He looks at you. I need a wisdom save from you. Unless you maybe... you don't have anything that protects you against magical sleep, do you?
No.
Okay. So,
Oh,
yes.
crap.
Make a wisdom save. As he sits there and he looks at you, he's like, you look very tired.
God damn it.
Perhaps you should rest. As he says
Motherfucker.
rest, you feel this wave of exhaustion hit you, and your eyes become extremely heavy and weighted.
Oh no, the Benadryl's kicking in.
23.
You start imagining a very soft bed, a bed that you haven't been able to sleep in months at this point because of how long it's taken you. And you feel yourself just kind of peacefully drifting into sleep, and then you realize, shit, there's a creepy dude that speaks things into being. I can't sleep right now. And you go, ugh, and you resist it.
Ah, shows that you know I never sleep well.
Wait a minute, that's not my bed. That is the end of his turn. Relwyn, what do you want to do?
Finally gets to me and I can't do jack.
I think Vala's looking rough.
Yeah.
I've got 33 hit points. Things are
Jesus, I
fine.
didn't know you were down that far.
I
If I-
got almost eaten by a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
How do you? I love it when I can't remember who it was that said this, but somebody was like, "How many hit points do you have left?" And the DM's, "Hey, it's metagaming." He goes, "Okay, well, how do you feel?" Well, on a scale of 1 to 87, I feel about a 33.
I could rant so much about it. I won't do that here. We'll be talking.
It's one of my favorite things in the world. It's like, yeah, you can give yourself, you can tell each other your hit points. I think it borders on metagaming if you just look at someone else's sheet to see what their hit points are. But I have no problem with you guys saying I'm at 33 hit points.
Yeah.
Especially since I tell you how much damage happens to you.
Yeah, exactly. And then you tell,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we say how many points you get healed.
Yeah, I mean it's. Anyway, so what do you want to do, Rowan?
Right now, so you are severely hurting. Yeah, I'm just gonna go right over to you. I don't know if you'll be topped out. Like this is where this is why I actually was wanting to ask. Would 70 hit points be too much, or would you be in a serious overflow, or?
On a scale of 1 to 123, I'm at 33. So 70 would be appreciated.
All right, cool. Then I'm just gonna straight up like, oh yeah, you're really messed up. Take 70 hit points just directly from heal. No rolling it up or anything.
Is heal a touch spell or does it have a range?
No, it is. Oh no, it's range 60.
Okay, never mind then. I was gonna say you'd have to hop down, but you don't. So, you sit there, and how do you envision Relwyn doing this? Like, what do you envision him doing to make this spell happen?
I think now, because again, he's dipping really deep into stuff he has not normally done before. So again, his eyes just kind of instead of like going white, they go that deep indigo.
Okay.
As his mouth opens and just like, it's not quite yet your time yet. It's like you hear two voices layered on one on top of the other for a second as you just reach over and you get like briefly enveloped in that indigo energy as you get 70.
Just like, oh.
You're like, evil demon, be never mind. Excellent, very very cool.
Oh, how you doing?
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
That's. Let me check my bonus actions real quick. I don't think I have anything else I can do. I think it's a bonus action. Actually, as a bonus action, I'll probably do a harness divine power to get back a 3rd level spell slot.
Very cool. So as you sit there and you say it's not quite your time yet, as that you also, as the kind of spirit you were invoking starts to leave you, you take just a tiny bit of that divine power and place it back, and you feel yourself kind of rejuvenating and your ability to control magic coming back to you slightly.
blue vapors kind of the inhales.
And then your hair turns blue for some odd reason. You don't know why.
It matches my skin.
I don't know. I'm just imagining you going Super Saiyan at this point. So your hair goes really, really long, and then
I
for
wish that
some
were an
odd
option.
reason it goes back, but blue. And apparently, blue hair is more powerful than long hair. Thank you, Dragon Ball Z.
That's all my stuff, and I'm staying on stage. I'm staying away from those people.
Seeing you do that, he's going to turn to you.
How many turns has this dude taken? Jeez.
He gets legend points.
I know, but I thought he already did that.
Yeah,
Crap.
he just had his turn, so he gets all of them back.
Oh, god damn it.
So he turns to you.
He hasn't used any of his resistances, has he?
No, you guys haven't really attacked him, to be honest.
Yeah. God damn it.
He turns to you, Relwyn, and goes, I think you missed. You wanted to use that on me, didn't you, friend? And I need a wisdom save from you. Which you realize is almost pointless, but that's what I rolled. I think with how this creature works, I think it makes more sense for me to choose the target and then roll, instead of rolling and then choosing the target. Because that would just feel like not fair.
28.
28. You don't know this person. He's a dick.
He just looks at you and just goes, No!
It's one of
I
those-
don't know you!
It's not even like anger at that point. You're just like,
Go away!
I just get this vision of, that was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Everyone in this room is stupider now that they have heard that. You gain no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Argenta, what do you want to do?
She's going to take another shot at that brittle chain.
Okay.
I'm still feared
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't roll good on that save.
Oh, I was about to say, anyone that has fear, at the end of your turn, you can repeat your saving throw. It's a wisdom save.
Well, I rolled a 19 on one die and a 17 on the other, so 24.
24. Yeah, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage for me. I am going to mention this to you because you may not be aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that bullet bag there are still those anti-magic bullets in there.
There are. I've listed how many there are left.
Okay, just making sure you're aware of it.
Yeah, this is just her unloading the current chamber.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Jody,
Mhm.
this happened last time because he's using telekinesis thing on the Coatl. Was he using it on anyone else before?
No, and at the oh no, it stays until.
Because I remember when he used it on someone else, then he dropped Senna. Senna floated to the ground.
Technically, the description of it, because it's not a concentrate, it's not a spell. So theoretically, he can use it on. If I roll that particular number enough times, he can use it on anyone he wants. It's just at the beginning of his turn, it ends.
Oh.
So because he did it on his turn, it will stay, and the Coatl is effectively restrained until the start of his next turn.
I thought it was because he used it on someone else. The reason why it happened. Okay.
No, it would make sense, but no, this is different.
Okay.
So that's 9 damage.
It was 10 damage last time, and your dagger. Okay, so as you shoot it, you hear this cracking sound, and all of you are going to take 10 points of thunder damage. As
What?
thunder
range.
damage. As he fires this, you guys hear this explosion of. It sounds like a lightning bolt has just struck the ground right in front of you. The loudest sound you have ever heard just goes through. You all have to kind of grab your ears for a second, but the chain itself is severed. And as it happens, you watch as Senna just kind of passes out right next to you. And Val, if you want to, you can kind of catch her before she falls. But it's very obvious she's alive, just out like a light.
Okay.
And then, uh, so how many other children are there?
There was a total of 6 attached to him, so now there are 5
Okay.
more.
Okay. And Vala, you only vaguely recognize the rest, right?
Correct. I know of them, but they're not family.
How close is the closest one, Jody?
The closest one would be point blank, effectively. You'd be within 5 feet of it.
I'm wondering, can you hear them holler,
or
do we
10
have to go
feet,
chain
I'd
by
say, because
chain?
you haven't been doing.
Okay. Argenta just moves 5 feet to the side to get next to them.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at both Lillian and the child apologetically, and an infernal says for Lillian, puts the gun to their temple and fires without looking.
Okay.
You kill the kid?
Yep. And this is a regular bullet. It's not one of the magic ones.
It's just regular.
Go ahead and roll double damage for me. I'm not gonna make you.
The dice twice, or just double total damage.
Whichever you prefer.
15 damage.
Okay. So you place the muzzle of the gun next to this child, and the child is looking up to you, and you can see the fear in its eyes, and as it feels the cold metal press up against its head, you see it kind of close its eyes. It's like, please don't, please don't, please don't. And you watch the kid just falls to the ground. You watch the chain just goes limp and disconnects from his collar as it goes down.
I'm not going to break the mic, but Rowan screams no.
You watch as the Major Domo kind of grabs his head and looks at you with fury, and a little bit of admiration mixed into that fury. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
As a bonus action, she just kind of looks at because there's darkness around her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In common, she just raises one finger. That's one. And that's all.
You guys watch as to add a little bit more to this. As she pulls it away, you guys watch as shadows start to kind of coalesce around her and kind of blanket her form. And as she brings her finger up, you see her pupils just completely dilate to where her eyes are completely black. And you hear her say, "That's one." And then the shadows just kind of slowly evaporate away. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
He turns to you. 2, 3. He turns to you and he goes, "Stop doing that! Slow down!" And I need a dex save from you.
How's a 9?
All right. Your speed is halved for 1 minute. In addition, you can't take reactions, and you can take either an action or a bonus action on your turn, not both. And you can repeat that saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
I am both slowed and still feared because I rolled a 14.
Cool. Oh, well, this happened after your turn.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So, Coatl time. It's restrained, but it still has actions and things. And it was 40 feet away from the stage, because that's where Lillian was, and now it is 70 feet away, because he pushed it an additional 30 feet. So, what do you want the Coatl to do, Rowan?
Okay. But it can't break free, can it?
No, it just ends at the end of the start of the Major Domo's next turn. So it is restrained until the start of the Major Domo's next turn.
Okay. Can I do anything else? I think it's not. I guess it's not really going to be able to do anything else because It's limitations right now. Still has uses. So right now it's just going to be restrained.
Okay. And it's not going to do anything for its turn?
There's literally nothing else it can do.
Okay, not a problem. Lillian. You have bits of person on you that you can wipe off a little, but what do you want to do?
Yeah, I could keep right for my way.
Okay. If you double move, you can get all the way up onto the stage.
Alright, I'll do that.
Okay. So Argenta and Relwyn, as you guys are standing there, you suddenly feel kind of a presence next to you, and you see the translucent form of Argenta, or not Argenta, I'm sorry, Lillian, finally kind of climb up onto the stage. And you see she's a little bit worse for wear, but she's there. Anything else you want to do? Bonus action or anything?
Yeah, I will drop the cereal.
Oh, you'll drop it. Okay. So, you guys also know she stops becoming translucent and zoop, and now she seems to be fully in our plane again. At the end of your turn, it's going to look at Vala. And the Major Domo turns to you, Vala, and goes, "Doesn't matter that you got her back since you can't move." And I need a con save from you.
That's a 13.
As you hear the words "can't move," your muscles seize, and as you're kind of holding Senna, all of your muscles stop working, and you are paralyzed for the next minute.
Was that his legendary movement, or was this his actual turn?
That's legendary. He doesn't have his turn yet.
Okay.
Anytime I say at the end of your turn, that's a legendary action. His initiative is 5, so.
Okay.
As it happens, Vala, it is currently your turn. You are paralyzed,
Huzzah.
but you can repeat your saving throw at the end of your turn.
That's a 15.
As you try with all your might to get your muscles to move again, they just won't. Now it is his turn. The Major Domo is going to look at Vala. And he's going to go, "Do you feel the fear gripping your heart, Vala?" And I need a wisdom save from you.
And this is not a charm effect.
No, this is a frightening effect.
19.
He's still a little bitch. You're not afraid of him. He's going to turn to Relwyn. And he turns to you, Relwyn, and he goes, "Stop moving, stop struggling, stop fighting. Just accept this." And I need a con save from you. Oh, and the Quaddle is free now. What'd you get?
6.
You are now paralyzed for a minute as well.
Great.
And finally, he's going to turn to Lillian, the newest person to kind of show up. I don't think I've done this one yet. He looks at you, and he goes, "You are annoying me. Your flesh begins to wither." I need a con save from you.
16.
All right, you make your save. So you take half of 36, so 18. 18 points of necrotic damage as you do feel your skin start to kind of self-desiccate itself. And that is his turn. Rowan, it's your turn. I need another saving throw from you. The con save.
I'll save again. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much all I can do. Where were you last time? 21.
21. As you sit here and you realize that not only can't you move, but if he decides to speak that death word at you again, there's nothing you can do. You're just going to take it. You feel this burst of strength and you feel your muscles just start working again. You are no longer paralyzed. Argenta, what do you want to do?
I am slow. So
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but
she just kind of looks down at the gun, still in a rage because she's been attacking this whole time, but
Mhm.
it'll end unless she takes damage. Anyway, she will flip open the gun slowly and then load 4 anti-magic shots.
okay.
And that'll be like per action because she has to use an attack for that and she only gets 1 attack. So I
Okay.
think I'm good.
All right.
And then what kind of save was the slow again?
The slow is it's a dex save.
Okay, I'll do that one first. Nat 20, so 22.
You are no longer slowed.
And then the wisdom save is a 14. I am not getting unfeared this entire
You're
fight.
you're the fear's part of the experience. The fear's power in the rage. You know, I mean, you're living in the fear now. It'd feel weird if it went away. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, I'm good.
Seeing you reload, Major Domo's going to look at you. Is that okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh wait, I'm no longer raging at all because I didn't take any damage or attack, so.
Okay. The Major Domo's going to look at you and goes, "You look so exhausted, so afraid. Rest." And I need a wisdom save.
Okay. Too bad I'm not a full elf. 17.
17. You feel your eyelids getting heavy. Your head starts to droop, and then, nope, I'm not going to do this. You can't stop me, and you resist. Completely free Coatl. What do you want to do?
Okay. Now, Lily... I'm sorry, not Lily. Yeah, Viola is still paralyzed, yes?
Yes.
Okay. With its... I believe so. With its fly speed of 90, it should be able to get up to Vala.
Easily.
Right. Okay. Then it will go up to Vala, and it will cast Lesser Restoration, and she will no longer be paralyzed.
So, Vala, as you're sitting there, to the point where your muscles have frozen to the point that you're starting to see slight bruising on your sister's arms because you are gripping so hard, you feel... Does it have talons, or what does the Coatl have? I don't have a picture in front of me. Let's say claws.
It's a plumed serpent.
So let's call it claws. You feel these claws kind of pierce your shoulder a little bit, and you feel your muscles just relax, and you are no longer paralyzed. Anything else it wants to do?
On that, I don't think there's anything else it can really do right now. So
Okay.
it'll be...
Well, Major Domo's pissed. He's going to look at the Coatl. And he goes, "That Coatl is mine." And is the Coatl immune to charmed effects?
You would think so, but it's not.
Okay, then I need a wisdom save.
+5.
That's
Wait, does
7.
it have... Wait a minute, does it have wisdom save? Sorry, so actually it has wisdom save, so that's +7. +7. Okay, so that's 13.
Not quite enough. You see the Quaddle kind of look, and it seems to be confused as to why it hasn't been helping its friend. It is now charmed by the Major Domo. Lillian, what would you like to do?
Alright, so, how far away from the city and all that am I?
How far away from, did you say a chain?
Yeah.
Well, there are 4 remaining kids at the table, and all of them have a chain attached to them. They're all within about 10-ish feet of you. So you can get to any one of them pretty easily.
Alright. I will attack one of the chains with my sword.
Okay. Since you're not jumping or anything, this will just be a normal attack for you then.
Alright.
Jumping in the air and trying to get one, that's hard. But just hitting one, not as hard. It's a chain, not a golden snitch.
That would be a 25.
You know what? That misses? No. Go ahead and roll the damage. And do you have your right on or no? I can't remember.
Yeah, remember I took it on to try and make them feel afraid of me or whatever.
And they just went, turn out the damn light.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, they
You said 18?
19.
19. As you bring the sword down on it, the first thing you notice is as you hit it, you were not quite expecting how solid it was going to be when you hit it. You've hit chains and ropes and other things, and there's give to them. So you put your full weight behind this, and as you hit it, it's like you just hit a stone wall. You feel the blade kind of ricochet back. You feel your arms. You can feel these tiny little tears in your bicep as you're hit with the full ricochet of it. Not enough to do any like significant damage, but your arm is a little sore from it. But you see, as you go through it, you have slashed one of the chain links and shattered it entirely. And very similarly to which happened before, you see the rest of the chain kind of warps and moves, and you see bits of metal kind of drain down to reform that chain link, but the entire chain is full of these cracks and breaks in it to the point where it looks like it's barely being held together.
Then I will try and target one of the crap with my sentence.
Go for it.
And that will be a 14.
14's not quite enough. As you try and hit it, it just ricochets off completely. You feel your shoulders start kind of getting torn out of its socket slightly just from the ricochet, and you have to kind of massage your arm a bit. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No.
All right. Yeah, at the end of your turn, Major Domo is going to look at you. And he goes, friend, what are you doing? Stop them. They're the ones murdering children. Now you need a wisdom save. And it is a charm effect.
I don't remember it. I don't think I'm immune to time.
I don't think you're immune. You're half dark elf, right?
No, I'm human.
Oh, you're human? Then you got nothing. Never mind. There are too many half creatures.
So,
There's only 2 half elves, thank you.
10.
10. 10 is not enough. As the words kind of seep into your brain, it starts making sense. Yeah, this guy has been protecting these children from the murderers around you, and you literally just watched one of them hold a gun up to the temple of this kid and blow them away. You very much so think it would be in everyone's best interest if you would stop these murderers from killing children. Vala, you're not paralyzed.
So first, Senna is stable.
Senna
Just
is
unconscious.
just asleep. She's not
Okay.
like 0 hit points. She's just asleep.
Then I'm gonna lay her down.
Mm-hmm.
I will turn to Argenta and say, "No children." And then I will turn to the Major Domo and say, I will start singing, God, I hope this works. I'm not paralyzed, but I seem to be struck by you.
Oh, I
And-
love that. Whatever you're doing, take advantage on it, or I'll take disadvantage if it's a saving throw.
Well, I'm gonna cast Spirit Shroud.
You're gonna have to remind me what that does.
You call forth spirits from the dead, which flit around for the spell's duration. The spirits are intangible and invulnerable. Until the spell ends, any attack you make deals 1d8 extra damage when you hit a creature within 10 feet of you. This damage is radiant, or necrotic or cold, you choose. It's radiant.
Okay.
Any creature that takes this damage cannot regen hit points until the start of your next turn.
Okay. I'm going to put a slight caveat on this. As you cast the spell, everything stops. The place you were seems to evaporate. Around you, you're surrounded by darkness. The darkness is so thick that it almost has form. It undulates like waves, kept back by the single 10-foot in diameter circle of light that you are standing in. As you stand there, trying to invoke the spirits of the dead, the power of the goddess of death herself, effectively, the darkness speaks to you. She has no power here, Bard. This is my domain. If you want some of my power, what will you give me?
I can sing you a song.
I care not for songs. A song has no value.
I can promise you the soul of a former Major Domo very shortly.
You act as though his soul is not already in my possession.
Well, faster delivery.
You hear this rumble of laughter. This is the most evil, unsettling laughter you've ever felt, you've ever heard in your life. You can feel it in your bones as the darkness around you rumbles with this. You amuse me, Bard.
It's what I do.
For that, I will be kind to you. You've seen committed before your eyes.
Yes.
You know the person that did it.
I do.
Bring them
Fair,
to
yes.
justice, and I will lend you my power.
I will make certain justice is served.
Everything disappears. In front of you, the Major Domo, your sister asleep on the ground, starting to curl up a little bit into a more comfortable sleeping position, showing signs of life. As you look at the Major Domo, you start out of the corner of your eye, you see movement, and you look, and this ghostly visage is there, and it starts coming up. You see another one come out of the ground, and more and more and more. From my understanding, this spell affects any attacks you make, correct?
Correct.
So these ghostly figures, you see them start kind of landing on your arm and holding onto it, onto your shoulder, onto your face, your torso. These things are surrounding you. You see them go and start, smaller versions of them start swirling around your flute. Was that action or bonus action?
That's a bonus action.
What do you want to do with your action?
For my action, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
So-
What are you targeting?
I'm getting within 10 feet of the Major Domo,
Okay.
and I'm targeting the Major Domo.
All right.
My hope here is anything hit with this can't regenerate hit points.
Okay.
I don't know how his connection works. I'm just hoping.
Well, I think
Alright.
we established that, didn't we?
Well, I know he can. I know that when he took damage, my sister took damage.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's transferring damage to the children or if he's absorbing hit points from them and regenerating hit points.
Very good. Okay. All right. The wording of the spell says every attack you make, correct?
That isn't.
Because this is important due to the fact that Eldritch Blast is screwed up.
Any creature that takes. Until spells ends, any attack you make deals 1d8 extra damage
Okay.
when you hit a creature within 10 feet of you.
Okay. So that does mean Eldritch Blast, that D8 will trigger on each blast.
Okay.
So why don't you roll some attacks for me?
Okay. First Eldritch Blast is a 22.
That hits.
Natural 1 for a total of 11.
That misses.
And then 15 for a total of 25.
2 hits. Go ahead and roll Eldritch Blast plus 2d8.
Okay. So 2d10, 2d8. Alright, so that's a total of 22 damage, plus I get to add my spellcasting modifier to one of those.
Okay. So 22
Since it's
plus,
radiant damage, 22 plus 5.
plus 5. So 27. Is my math
Yep.
correct? Okay. So as you sit there and you fire these bolts at him, you see them. You see 2 hit him. The third one kind of goes off wide and misses completely. 2 of them hit them. You see him just smile. Lillian, the kid that you just about broke their chain, you see the kid cry out in anger, and you watch as they get completely desiccated in front of you and fall to the ground, a lifeless corpse. You watch as the chain disintegrates. And then the kid next to them takes... you see them cry out in pain, and you can see scars and bruises start forming all over them. I was 27 total, right?
Yep.
All right.
Shit.
Rowan screams. I thought you said we weren't going to do that to children.
I was hoping he wouldn't be able to take their power.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I'm going to start moving over. I'll use the rest of my movement to move over to the children.
Okay.
Specifically the one that Argenta shot.
Okay, they are on a 10-foot high stage, so if you want to get up there, you'd need to climb, which is an athletics check.
Okay, I will attempt an athletics check. At disadvantage. Because I'm a natural 1.
Yeah, climbing up scaffolding and stuff like that is harder than it looks.
It's the blood that's on my hands.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's not a reason the phrase "out damn spot" comes into your head. You don't know why. That's the end of your turn. It's the Major Domo's turn. It's going to look at Lillian first. All right. 2, 3. And, oh wait, Lillian, your turn. I already said it. I'm not going to change it. It turns to Lillian, forgetting the fact that you're its buddy now, and it says, "Slow down. You're moving too fast. Gotta make the morning last time. Kicking around the cobblestone. Making your life and feeling groovy." I need a dex save from you. I got that song stuck in my head now. It's a nice song.
13.
13? Not quite enough. You are slowed like Argenta was, so your speed is halved for a minute.
Alright.
You can't take reactions, and you can take either an action or a bonus action on your turn, not both.
Alright.
It's going to turn to the Quaddle, because the Quaddle's still pissing it off. Ooh, that is very, very bad. It turns to the Quaddle and says, "Fade away." And I need...
Apparently, he forgot the Coatl was charmed.
Yep.
Shit, you're right. This is significantly worse than that, because taking damage doesn't help the charmed
Break it.
effect. Or until the beholder harbors the creatures. Yep. This is what happens when the DM can't think straight. I still need a dex save.
Let's see. So that'll just be a +5. So that'll be dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
I
It
guess
misses.
Right? Yeah, dirty 20.
And he goes, "Oops!" And because he didn't cause damage to the creature, it's still charmed.
Even though he openly tried to attack it.
Specifically, it says,
yeah.
or
I know
until...
the mechanics, yeah.
So, no, he just goes, "Oops, my bad. I was aiming at her." And the Quaddle just believes him. Finally, it's going to turn to Relwyn, because it knows Relwyn isn't charmed.
Rowan might die.
I need a dex save from Relwyn.
Oh, good. Nice knowing you. Yeah, 11.
This is real bad. So it turns to you, Rowan, and it says, "You should meet your goddess.
Bye.
Die."
My
And you
bad.
see this wave of necrotic energy hit you, and all life from your body is extinguished. Rowan is dead.
Coatl's gone.
So the charm effect did end.
Fuck.
Well, I goes enjoy the rest of your campaign.
It was nice having a fourth. Yeah. Argenta, you're up next. You're muted, by the way.
Looking at the two corpses that are basically next to her, she purses her lips and just kind of in Elvish says, "Save the rest." As the gun starts humming with magic, she's going to cast magic weapon on the gun,
Ooh, cool. All right.
and then I'll aim it at a chain with the magic canceling bullets.
Yeah, go for it.
With disadvantage, 20.
20. 20 is a hit. Don't worry about rolling damage. As you fire the first shot, as it hits the chain, there's no cry, there's no nothing. The chain vanishes. At first, you think you missed because there's no sound. But as you look, the kid just kind of looks around. You see him smile, and they too fall asleep.
And then at a second chain now, that's a 14. No, 15 because of the +1.
15 is not quite enough. The second one does actually miss.
Okay.
But that's enough to get the Major Domo's attention. And 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the Major Domo's going to turn to you and say, "Slow down." And again, I need a dex save from you.
Okay. Dex save, right?
Mm-hmm.
18.
18. Yeah, you're fine. You don't think you're going too fast. You're relatively certain that the morning is going to last. Quaddle's gone. Liliane.
Am I still talking with the slow me?
He didn't do damage. Well, it says Beholder harms the creature, not that he does damage to it. So I'll say, let's say you're not charmed anymore. That makes more sense.
Alright.
Because I would say that would be harming you.
You're not my buddy.
You feel betrayed, is what it is. Like, he was your best friend, and then he just slows you.
Plus, he also killed one of your party members.
You were the best man at his wedding. And you know what? Your toast, you had the best toast of the night.
Yeah.
And, you know, the chicken was dry, and you didn't say anything. Yeah, and you got the chicken and you didn't say anything? Like, it's just... Everything went wrong in that wedding. And that you were there, and you were the best guest ever. And now he slows you. The dick. Sorry. What do you want to do? I love these little worlds we create.
Yeah.
Collaborative storytelling at its best.
So, since I'm not sorry, I'll let that say it again.
Sorry, since you're not charmed, what?
I'll go out and then say it again.
Okay. So the chain that you were cutting has dissolved because the kid died.
Oh yeah.
There are 2 kids left that are attached to him. So if you want to hit either of those 2 chains, you can go for them.
Alright. Everybody closes everybody.
Mm-hmm. They were all sitting at a table, so moving to the next one is not that hard.
Alright.
15 is not quite enough.
23.
Still, yeah, that hits. Go and roll the damage. So your first attack, as you swing at it, you watch as the Major Domo kind of flicks his hand, and the chain literally moves out of the way, and you hit nothing but air. You spin your blade around and bring it back up to connect with the chain, and... As you connect with the chain, you again hear a very loud cracking sound. You damage one of the chain links, and it kind of reforms, and now the whole chain is cracked in places, but it's still together. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
That I can do because I have no bonus.
Okay. The end of your turn, because he's feeling dumb for uncharming you, he's going to look at you and do that. Yeah. He goes, I'm stunned at how bad an idea that was. Freeze. I need a dex save.
And nine.
As the words take form, a blast of energy hits you directly in the chest. As you look down, nothing has happened. You look at your fingers, and the tips of them are turning gray. And it starts moving down your hand, your arm. You are starting to turn to stone. You are restrained, and at the end of your next turn, you'll repeat that saving throw to see if you can stop the petrification.
Alright.
Vala.
Relwyn's remains are on top of the stage, correct?
Yes.
I am going to attempt to climb the stage to get to him.
Okay. Go ahead and make me another strength athletics check. I'll say with what's happened, I'll give you advantage. You've got that little bit of adrenaline in you.
Okay, so it'll be a straight roll since I'm exhausted.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. 19.
Yeah, you climb up there. It takes 20 feet of movement to do that.
Okay. And then I'll use the rest of my movement to get to Relwyn.
You climb up next to him, so.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna grab his holy symbol in one hand,
Mm-hmm.
my warlock symbol in the other, and Dark Lady, I know we've had our differences. I may have said some things that I've regretted. You cannot let this man go. We need him. You need him. And I'm going to cast Revivify.
Okay. Everything ends. There we go. In the blink of an eye, you are no longer on the stage. The Major Domo's not there. You're in a 10-foot wide circle of light, surrounded by darkness. In the circle with you is Relwyn's lifeless body. Something you didn't expect. There's a feminine figure. She wears a bright white robe with a hood that conceals the majority of her face. But even the tiny bit of her nose and mouth that you can see, you would recognize Celeste, your warlock patron.
Right.
You hear the darkness. You ask for my help again. And as it continues to speak, Celeste cuts it off. Stop, perversion. This world may be yours, but this one is mine. You have no power here, witch. This is my realm. I will do what I want in it. With any that you want. But She is mine. And Celeste turns to you. I have so little power here. His power is great. If I do this, I cannot guarantee I can help you again. Is this that important to you?
I think he is.
She moves away from you. She goes over to Relwyn's corpse. She leans down, places a kiss on his forehead. His lungs expand. He gasps for air. You're on the stage. Rowan, you look into the face of Vala, but for the briefest second, you don't see Vala. You see this very young, extremely feminine face, cloaked in white, wearing a white hood, who smiles. And as she leans away, she whispers in your ear, "You've been given a gift. Use it well."
I'm trying.
Use this. And you feel a hand upon your chest. You regain half your hit points.
Let's say that's 50.
Vala, your holy symbol around your neck feels very heavy now. As you look at it, it looks dull and looks like it's turned to stone.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I will stand up.
Okay. Before you do that, both of you would be aware the Major Domo is not looking at you. And his understanding, correctly so, is Relwyn is dead. So I'm going to let both of you decide. You have information that the Major Domo doesn't. What specifically do you want to do before the end of your turn? We'll start with Vala. And then we'll deal with Relwyn.
I'm just gonna look at Relwyn and just kind of give a play dead motion.
Man.
And I'm just gonna stand up and look at the Major Domo and say, "You're gonna pay for him and everyone else."
Make me, I'll let you choose intimidation or deception.
We're gonna go with deception. With disadvantage. Fuck. 12.
Real quick, Rowan, did you guess lesser or greater restoration on Vala? The Coatl, I mean.
That was lesser.
Lesser, okay. How much was it?
12.
He looks down. He realizes something's up. Relwyn. You can feel him looking at you.
Well, I need to roll
It's
deception.
Well, it's not your turn yet. Is there anything that you want to do just in this brief moment to try and help sell that it didn't work?
To sell that the Revivify didn't work.
Yes.
And you cough up blood on command.
I hear when people die, they soil themselves.
Well, see, it's verbal, so I couldn't get away with that.
I'm not asking for an action.
Oh.
I'm just. Is there something that you want to do as a character that will help sell the fact that you are
That's
still
what
dead?
that's what I was looking at. I was trying to see like if I could use
okay.
thaumaturgy.
I
But it
mean,
wouldn't.
you could hold your breath.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is like to try and
Okay.
deceive, just like pretend that I'm dead, and I'm like,
Then I'm simply going to ask you to choose even or odd.
odd.
He seems focused on Vala, ignoring you. And with that, he looks at Vala and he says, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move! And I need a strength save from Vala.
Easy peasy. I am so 9.
Pushes you off the stage and 30 feet behind it, and just holds you there in the air, 10 feet above the ground.
Okay.
Turns to Liliane. They need to number these. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So I'm currently restrained by him, correct?
Yep. Liliane, he turns to you and says, sleep. Dream.
I am petrified for my
Sorry, you're what?
We're hopefully petrified.
Oh, yeah.
You're petrifying. I don't think you're
Yeah, you're not
yet.
petrified, you are petrifying.
Yep,
You won't be fully you won't be fully petrified unless you fail your next save. So you still need to make a wisdom save for this sleep.
Let's see. Okay. That would be 6.
Sleepy, sleepy. You are unconscious for a minute. You will awaken if you take any damage or another creature takes an action to wake it. I will say with the petrification ray, you're supposed to auto-fail dex saves, but because you're effectively just resisting it again, I'll let you still make the save if you're unconscious when your turn comes up. Argenta, you're the last one. And he's going to try and put you to sleep.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Sorry, that's 10. Yeah, he's going to try and put you to sleep too. He turns to you and goes, sleep, wench.
Just read through my abilities again because I wanted to double check.
Mm-hmm.
Half elves are immune to sleep, magically.
You know what? I'm going to... Yeah, it's not... Cool, you're immune to it. We'll go with that. You give him the middle finger, and he gives you the middle finger back.
Just Vox Machina.
Relwyn, you are conscious. You are prone. What do you want to do?
Okay, now a question. After all this, do I get the sense that a remove curse? Because I'm remembering what happened with Liliane and the pin. Would a remove curse on the chain do anything? Do I feel?
You think there's similar magic at work, so you think it might do something. I believe remove curse requires you to touch it.
Yes,
but it makes sense to you. You won't know 100% unless you actually do it, but you see similar magic at work.
Okay. Do that. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, so I'm basically just going to do what I can. I will. How far away is the next kid? The kids are on stage, right?
They're still sitting in their chairs.
Oh, okay.
They haven't moved.
Yeah, I think there's two
There
with
are crazy
fresh.
people
Yeah, 'cause
around them
the
throwing
change-
shit.
The chain just elongates when he hovers away. Okay.
Yeah, so there's two with fresh chains and one with a hurt chain.
I will go with one that's a fresh chain, because
Okay.
if this doesn't work, and I will cast remove curse on that one.
I am going to have you make a magic attack roll to see if you can force enough magic into it to do something to the chain.
Okay. Wish I could just roll something for that. I'll just roll guiding bolt though, because that's my plus 11.
Yep, that works fine. Anything that makes a magic attack roll.
12.
Okay, so as you sit there and you focus on the remove curse, you feel the magic flow into it, and you feel the magic start to take effect. But it seems like whatever this curse is, it's going to take extra time for the curse to be completely removed. So I'm going to say with a roll like that, this curse won't, the chain won't be uncursed until the end of your next turn.
Okay. Oh, but I don't have to maintain the hold, right?
Nope.
It's just like the effect.
The spell has gone into it, but the chain is just taking a while. The spell attack roll was a time thing.
Okay. My bonus action, I'll just use my other second part of the Harness Divine again for the last time.
Okay.
To get the third slot back.
Okay.
Does he still see me?
He would notice you standing up and.
Okay, well, I
grabbing
didn't know
one of
if
his
I
chains.
didn't know if his attention was like on someone else or not. Okay.
When you touch one of his chains, he knows.
Okay.
And because of that, he is going to turn to you.
I hate to do this. Can I try and position myself between him and the chair? Because I know he doesn't want to hurt these kids.
Good question.
I also kind of imagine he would like get in front of the child to like try and like get the chain. I don't know if that matters or not.
Well, he can't. With a legendary action, he can't move. He's stationary.
Yeah.
So if you position yourself, I'll say with that, which one is he using here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll say you have advantage on this saving throw because he has to try and guide it around this kid in the chain specifically. So you're not, you're not blocked from it, but you have a benefit.
Yeah, because I think mechanically Joshua the player knows. Remember what you said about the chain thing when that happened with Vala.
Well, and that was what I was going to say. If you try and interpose the chain, that's something different than just putting the child in the way. So because you specifically said the child in the way, I'm giving you advantage.
Because I was going like a court, but Relwyn wouldn't do that. Relwyn would probably like his position try to help the kid.
So I need a strength save with
strength
advantage.
Great. Awesome. Advantage +0. I rolled double 19s.
He sits there and goes, "Move!" And you feel it come towards you, and you feel this kind of invisible hand start to grip you, and you just break out of it.
Just immediately just first back. No!
Argenta, what do you want to do?
I'll fire at the fresh chain that he's not next to.
Okay. Have you been rolling at the end of your turn for your fear?
Yeah, I have not seen.
Just check it.
19.
How many rounds has this been?
I think we're
A
pushing
lot.
4 now.
Good lord.
19.
19 hits.
That's the anti-magic bullet.
Again, as you fire, it seems like you missed, and the chain just doesn't exist anymore. The kid falls down. kind of slumps down in his chair and just falls asleep instantly.
And then she'll aim at the chain that's been damaged because she doesn't know what Rowan did, but she's just gonna.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. The chain that's been damaged, that's going to be it's +8, so 17.
17's enough. Shin! Chain is gone. There's only one child connected to the Major Domo right now, and the connection seems to be strained in some way.
4, 5.
Anything
I'm sorry.
else?
So the chain didn't break?
The chain that that Argenta, both chains that Argenta hit, didn't break. They just vanish. The chain that you remove curse is still there. Like I said, the remove curse won't take effect effectively until the end of your next turn.
Oh, I thought that was the one he said that Argenta said fired.
No,
curse.
I shot the 2 you weren't next to. Because
Yeah.
she doesn't know
Okay.
what you did, but she's just gonna like wait type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She saw you do something, and she saw an expression on your face. She's like, "Cool, he's got that."
Okay, so there's just one kid left. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Has Argenta broken one other chain or no?
I think she's done a grand total of 3.
I've broken 4.
She killed one.
She
and
killed
then
one child.
and then
Okay.
2 were freed with an anti-magic.
I killed another child,
Yeah.
Senna.
Yeah.
And then if she broke 3 chains, that's all 6.
I think then I might have miscounted, and
I've been keeping track. 1 for Senna, one the Argenta killed, 2 were magic bullets, 1 was killed by Vala.
Okay,
Okay.
so
And
I'm
this
gonna
is-
go with Imps then.
Okay.
Just because I trust him to keep track better than me.
I was writing it down.
Okay,
I was writing it
so
down.
so still 1 left. Anything else you want to do with your turn, Argenta?
Nope. And let's see. Can I actually roll above a 10? 12.
About that.
Lillian, I need a dex save from you.
Mm-hmm.
Did
Did you say 18?
16.
16 is the exact number you needed to roll. You
Ooh.
see, as you're falling asleep, you see the stone moving forward, and you just, with the last bit of effort you have, focus, and as consciousness leaves you, you see the stone start to go away. That's the end of Lillian's turn.
Yep.
Vala. Oh, and at the end of her
Okay.
turn, he's going to, seeing that she didn't die, he's going to turn to Lillian, and this is real bad. So you need to make a death save, or you need to make a dex save, but because you're unconscious, you auto fail. You take 55 points of necrotic damage. And if
Alright.
that reduces you to 0 hit points, you die.
It does.
And Argenta, like when she sees that energy hit Lillian, raise one finger, turn it into a fist, and say, "Make it 0." She's basically.
I didn't think about this. Shit. Okay, everything stops. You bring up a valid point. Argenta, Lillian's body is in front of you. Everything around you has stopped. Around you is darkness. Darkness thick enough that it has form. The only thing that keeps it back is this 10-foot circle of light. But also, inside the circle of light is the Major Domo. What is this? Why am I here? He turns to you, Argenta. What the hell did you do?
She's still just she's not even paying attention to him. She's looking at the darkness.
Sebastian. No one knows that name. I know everything in my domain. You have no power over me, Shadow. The true lord of this domain, the Dark Lord, has given me authority. I care not for his wants or whims. That one is mine. What do you offer me as payment? Argenta, would you like to say anything?
Argenta's like, you feed off of the deal we made. If you go back on it, what do I get? What does Lillian get?
A valid question. Sebastian, don't say that name. What do you offer to pay off their debt? I owe no debt. This is mine. I was given this power! Argenta. He has made no offer, so I ask you, what do you desire as payment for this contract?
So,
I will not pay anything! And then he starts to grip his throat. You will not speak until spoken to. Argenta. Your terms.
Fuck. What should I take from the Major Domo? She'll
His voice. God damn it.
Right.
she points her gun. She points fury to his mind, to like his head.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to have great fun in taking and manipulating the memories of others. I want that. I want his memories.
Ooh. Okay. The offer has been made. Do you accept, Sebastian? Finally, my memories? You cannot have anything that is mine! If you do not agree, then the original deal stands, and you will return with nothing. He seems genuinely befuddled. This can't be. No, this isn't. It is not. Fine. If no deal can be met, I will decide. Argenta. One less task is required of you.
Okay, she basically raises her hand again and puts up 2 nods.
You're back on the stage. Lillian, you hit the ground hard, or you hit the stage hard. As you look around, you're still breathing. You still feel just as bad as you did before. You apparently took no damage from that attack. The Major Domo looks around. What's going on? Where are we? Who are you? A few seconds pass. The last chain drops, disintegrates. Someone tell me what's going on here before I get really angry.
We were having a dinner and a chat. Would you stop floating?
He slowly lowers himself back down on the dais. What are the dead bodies for?
Seems festivities got wild. Would you mind telling us what the last thing you remember is? It's kind of weird that you're not remembering what happened.
I was at home. There was a summons for me. The Dark Lord wanted to speak with me. This isn't Tormund Rift. Where are we?
Come here, friend. She like puts an arm around his shoulders.
I'm not your friend. I don't know who you are. And looking by your dress, you're not good enough to even touch me, peasant. I don't know what the hell is going on here. But when I figure it out, you will all pay. I deserve everything. I will figure out what you did. And he throws your shoulder off and he walks, like he pushes his way through the crowd and walks off into the forest. The opposite way from you guys, from the direction you guys came in, effectively taking him deeper into the forest that surrounds Castle Tormund Rift.
Does it feel like he still has any power, out of curiosity?
He felt different, but he still felt powerful. However, again, the direction that he's going, the only thing in that direction is more forest and then mist. The mist that surrounds this world that keeps everyone here.
Understood. He's not going in a way that's conducive to life.
No, he's going the exact wrong way.
Argenta just watches him walk off and holsters fury.
Am I still floating?
No. You would have dropped, taken a d6 of damage from the fall.
The other child that dropped, is it possible for Roman to heal the child? That was drained.
Any of the kids, are you talking about one that was just hurt or ones that are dead?
The one that you said was desiccated from the damage.
Any of the ones that died disintegrate after the chains were gone. So,
okay.
Yeah, the one that Argenta
hurt,
shot and the one that got desiccated from the damage both just kind of fade out of existence.
Okay.
There's one that's hurt, and then there's three that, including Val's sister, that are perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, Vala did get, or Senna did get hurt a little bit during it.
Yeah.
So she's not 100%, but she's much better than she was because Vala healed her.
Argenta just kind of sits at the edge of the stage looking over Vala, who just, ate dirt. And then she's just like, I owe an explanation.
Do we go after him?
She looks in that direction. No, he's gonna die if he keeps walking in that direction.
If he doesn't.
I think he will.
While this conversation is going on, Vala, in the back of your head, you hear justice.
I will go up to Argenta and go, yeah, yes, I need an explanation. I need something to make this all make sense.
Your goddess that you worship, the Dark Lady, seems to have vacated for the most part, and this being of power over death, a dark force. I made a deal with it when we were underneath your manor. Lillian died, and I have to do things for him in order to maintain the pact. The pact itself is what just caused the Major Domo to walk off.
I see. And this shadowy force, well, I may have made a pact with it as well. And I'll gesture at the spirit entities that are hanging around me. In order to get this, which I thought was going to be able to save the children, I made a pact that I would get justice for the child that died.
She nods.
I was hoping I was going to be able to save the child and call that justice. But then I had to use my last 3rd level spell. I had to save Rowan.
As the conversation goes on, you feel pain behind your eyes. It starts getting worse. You hear whispered in your ear again, justice.
I'll ask the voice, what justice is there? You're the one who made him do it.
Justice. You just keep hearing it over and over. The pain behind your eyes is becoming explosive. It's starting to get hard to see. Your vision is starting to swim up a bit.
Bella?
Yes.
Are you right?
Well, when you make deals with shadow demons, whatever that thing is, Follow will take out her flame blade dagger
Mm-hmm.
and look Argenta in the eye and just drop it. I can't take a life. A life for a life is not justice.
The pain doesn't intensify, but it's still there. Justice.
She'll take out her poison dagger. Drop that.
In your mind, you get this idea: a life for a life is not justice. What is?
Killing Argento won't bring that child back. What we have done is send the one responsible packing. He will meet his fate soon enough. All we can do is try to free the people of this realm. The Dark Lord, he has to fall.
In your ear, you hear, "Not good enough. She must pay a price. What price would invoke justice?"
Oh. Fala pulls out a wet noodle and starts whacking Argento with it.
Okay.
Are
A deal
are-
appears.
but
A deal appears in your mind, Vala. Corporal punishment is accepted. From now until the Dark Lord's control is ended, you must inflict corporal punishment on Argenta every night. 20 lashes. And in your hand, you look down and you see a whip that you've never seen before.
I'm familiar with all of my whips. This is different.
The leather is black with a single red line that curls around it. You get the idea that this is what you have to use every night.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Argenta. I'd hate this place.
there's just like a smirk on her face. I can take it.
That doesn't mean you should.
oh,
And she'll go over, start picking up her weapons,
Mm-hmm.
and then go over to her uncle who has fallen earlier, like 3 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm. He blinks. Daisy?
It's me.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah.
The hell did I drink last night?
I don't think it was enough.
He looks around. He sees the people around. Most of them various stages of dressing. They all look very confused. He grins. Must have been a hell of a party.
Yeah. You, Senna's here. You haven't
Oh,
seen...
shite! And he immediately starts looking for things. Like, he starts, like, combing his hair, and you see him just he gets a mouthful of dirt. He's just kind of trying to get, like, the scent of alcohol off of his breath, and...
I'll press to digitate the aroma of, like, stuff. She's asleep right now. How much do you remember?
I don't.
Could possibly come back over time, if at all.
Daisy.
It may or may not be a good thing.
And you see this kind of
might absolutely come back then.
enlightenment kind of come to his face. Daisy, where have you been? It's been years.
I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, man.
My brother has cried 2 times the entirety of his life. One was right before he met your mum in a church to forever be connected with her. The other was the day you disappeared. It's not okay. Do you know what you did to your family? This accent is going everywhere.
It is.
I have no
Hey,
idea where it's gone. I cannot remember what I did for his accent.
Given his background, it's fitting.
I'm trying to get it back, and it's gone Scottish, Irish. I'm gonna go Russian soon.
I know. I thought I could protect them by running away. And I was wrong. I've learned that lesson.
Where are we?
Well, we are no longer on the material plane, nor in the Three Kingdoms. This is some kind of pocket dimension, ruled over by the Dark Lord.
That's a lovely name, isn't it?
Yeah, he's real full of himself. But basically he suspends this dimension through pain and suffering.
Hangover makes more sense now.
Right?
Right,
What was-
so I'm not gonna let them have Senna again.
That's good.
I don't know what's happened here. I don't really care. And I'll take his Senna again. That's the accent right there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like a Dark Lord is here, right?
Not as far as we know. We think we've been able to liberate this town. Well, not this town.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I've survived a lot worse in a lot worse places with a lot less useful people around me.
Yes.
Just a brief look around. There's food, there's game. Here's enough of us here to stay alive. I think we stay right here and we do everything we can to have the best fucking time so it doesn't get any suffering from us.
You haven't changed at all.
You ever think I'd change?
Ever.
That hits me hard. And he brings you in close. You end this. You get us all home. So I don't want to see me brother cry again. Do you understand?
I do.
Good. And you feel him smack you on the back of the head. That's for bringing us here. All right, you lot. And he gets out and he starts assigning jobs and things like that and kind of getting everyone together.
I'll go over, make sure Senna's okay. Get her.
She, as you come over, she kind of stirs. She looks up. And as you see her kind of stand up, you see something that almost defies explanation. Again, the version of Senna you're seeing here is the exact same one that you remember from
Right.
years ago. She was very young. As she gets up, you see her age in front of you, going from the little girl you knew to a lovely young woman. Daisy? Daisy?
It's me.
And she jumps up and wraps her arms around your neck, almost cuts off your air supply. I knew you were alive. I told them. I told them.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Why'd you leave?
It was complicated. I wanted to protect all of you. And I thought I had to save myself.
So she finally kind of lets you go, and she gets like face to face with you. Well, you're an idiot. You're a moron. I think that you have to protect us. We can protect you. Right?
I'm sure you can.
So this bullshit about going away and protecting us, it's never happening again, right?
Well,
she kind of slaps your face playfully.
right.
Good. And she looks down, and she's effectively like wearing a nightshirt, effectively.
Right.
And she looks back at you. What am I wearing? And
Well,
why?
a minute ago you were a little girl.
Daisy, that's not funny.
It really wasn't. It really wasn't funny when you bit me.
I what?
There was a very bad man here who was using you and several others. I tried helping you by turning you into a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Stop! You decided the best way to help me was to turn me into a giant dinosaur.
Yes.
Daisy,
In her defense, it would have worked if you hadn't been chained to a giant, magically infused despot who was enslaved everyone.
and she just puts a finger up. Daisy. And she takes your face in her hands. You need help. Massive, massive amounts of help. More than I can give. More than Dad can give. But find someone, please. Because that thought process doesn't go anywhere near a logical thought. I've taken shits that were more ingenious than that. Do you still try to burn everything?
She does.
Throwing behind.
Yeah.
Look,
She's gotten more effective at burning things. It works 100% of the time, about 60% of the time.
oh god, this is going to be dangerous.
She kind of brings you close. These friends are not a good influence on you.
They really are.
No, they're not. And if they are, you're a bad influence on them.
I am.
Yeah.
It's you are 100% correct.
I need to ask, because you knew her before. When she's alone, do bad things happen to her?
Oh, constantly. When she was about 5 years old, they had a lead for her. They had a little harness they'd put her in, because she'd wander off. They'd go to the town for bread and eggs and things like that. She'd wander into a butcher's shop and almost get turned into kebabs.
So
We were trying to figure out, because the butcher was a good friend of ours. Didn't realize she was there, was just chopping. She put her hand as he's chopping, giant meat cleaver, chopping through bone. She puts her hand up there.
This is a mistake.
She turns to you and soft enough so that only you can hear. I don't know what's happening, but Whatever you need to do, do it. But come back.
I will. That's a promise. And there's like tears rolling down Vala's face,
And with
but happy
that, that is where we are unfortunately going to end it for tonight. As always, if you missed any of this, you can go to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/JoJoTrainerJoni. You watch the entire series there. Otherwise, again, as all for me today, and I'll see you next time. All right? Bye-bye.